Alright, well I don't normally do this. I'm kind of jumping into this video in the middle of a project here, but I opened it up, I saw what I had to do, and I figured I might as well get a video of it because other people are going to have the same problem. So this is a 1987 Ford F150. I had this in here earlier, quite a while ago, because the window wouldn't roll back up after you rolled it down. And I pulled it apart about to this stage then, and I looked at it and I went, well, that's a lot of work. You're probably going to need a new motor. And my grandpa he said, well, it's fine, I'll just leave it up. So it's been that way for, I don't know, several months. And I went ahead and I did a little more research on it, and it turns out you don't need to buy a new motor. You can get a new gear, which is, I think, like 20-something bucks. Not terribly expensive. So I'm going to go ahead and take that new gear and put it in, and hopefully that'll fix our window problem. I apologize for the lighting here. I wasn't planning on making a video, so I've only got these Baja lights. My fluorescents have kind of taken a crap lately. I haven't been around to change bulbs, but I've got the light here, so we're going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to try to show you where the motor is. As you can see, the motor is in there, and there are 3 bolts that we have to remove to get that motor out of there. You can see one right here. We can get that through this hole, but the other 2, we're going to have to drill holes right here where these dimples are. You can see one dimple there, and then one down there. So we're going to drill 1/2-inch holes and then get to that motor and take it out. Now, I've taken off both panels and the speaker to get to this, but you don't really need to take that bottom one off. I've never taken one of these apart before, so I thought maybe there'd be an access hole here, but there wasn't, so you might as well leave this bottom chunk on. Also taking off the switches so I can get the panel out of the way. But I'm going to go ahead and grab a 1/2-inch drill bit, drill 2 holes there, and see if we can't get that out, and the new gear in. Well, alright, I've gone ahead and I've drilled my holes, my 2 1/2-inch holes, and behind those are bolts. I'm not sure how well you can see them. The hole is the other side of this wire harness here, but they're both there. And what I should be able to do now is go ahead and take these 3 bolts out and reach my hand in the speaker hole where the speaker was and grab on the motor and pull it out. One thing I've done is taped up the window so it shouldn't fall when I take that motor out, but we'll see. Electrical tape, probably not the best. Duct tape would have been better, but that's what I had on hand, so that's what I used. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and pull the motor out and show you what we've got. There's also motor wires I got to unhook too. I'm going to fish around in there and see if it'd be easier to do with it out or not, but we'll get to that in good time. Well, alright, I've managed to get the motor out. That wasn't too hard. I found the connector. It was this behind this white piece of plastic here, real easy to get to while it's still in the vehicle. So undid that, pulled the motor. Little tip: when you're pulling these bolts out of here on these little holes you drilled, put some grease on the end of your socket so you don't lose your bolts inside the door like I did on the first one. I wasn't thinking. I didn't put grease on it and I lost it, but I got the second one from the top and I got the one from the side there. So now we're going to go ahead and use a battery for a workbench. Probably not a good idea. I don't know, we'll split it between the 2. And as you can see, there's a screw there, so I'm going to take that screw off, and that should let me pull up this whole thing and get to that gear inside. So let's see if I can't find a screwdriver. There we go. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Maybe. There we go. Got her loose. I don't know what I'm going to find in here because I've never done this before, but I'm going to guess that we are going to find some broken plastic. Just a feeling I have. pull that cover off even with one hand. There it goes. Got a little suction, I think, from the grease. I think. There we go. Alright, I got the cover off. And there's my gear in there. Might be a little bit too much suction for me to pull it all out, so I'm going to turn the camera off and get both hands all full of crap and get in there. I'll come back when I got it out. Alright, I got that gear out. And there's just little chunks of plastic. You probably can't see them too well, but you can feel them inside that grease. And that's this plastic wheel here. On the other side has begun to strip out, and little chunks of plastic are in and up everywhere. So how I got that out was I tipped this over and I just tapped it like that until this thing kind of broke loose and broke the suction from the grease, and it came out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up all that grease in there and plastic chunks and crap. I'm going to get my new wheel with new grease, fill her up, and then I got a new cap for it too. We'll put that on, throw it back in the truck, and it should work. So I'll get back to you when I've got that new one in. Alright, I've gone ahead and I've cleaned out all the old grease in here. It's pretty important that you get all the old grease, and most importantly all those little plastic chunks you're going to find. Get those out of there so they don't jam up your new gear. And also, I don't know how well this camera's going to pick it up, but right there on that shaft, kind of, I don't know how to explain it, right there on the shaft there's a little O-ring. Now mine came with a new one, so I went ahead and I put that in. And now we are ready to throw in our new gear, and probably should get some grease all around that, but I get a little bit extra in the tube, so I'm just going to set that in there, and then I'm going to grab some more of that grease and just smear it around everywhere so I know it's well lubed, and then I'll be able to put my new plate on with the screw and ready to throw it back in. Alright, I've got the new motor in, plugged back in. I've got the speaker put back in, and this little panel put back in. I figure it's probably a good time now to just check and make sure everything works. Put the right key in. There we go. Turn the key on, find the switch. There we go. Window seems to work great. Perfect. So now I'll just slap it back together, the door panel, and should be good to go.